Bob Ritchie from Big Backyard Ideas here, and just doing a quick video log update on how my vegetable gardening is growing in Northern California. Quite a while since I've done the last one, but the garden has simply bloomed beyond all belief, so let's go and take a look. Well, on my squash plants, these are almost beginning to die off. They've cropped very, very heavily indeed. Quite a lot of squash off of them, to say the very least. I've just taken the first few of my mini eggplant or mini aubergines off to have with some beef over the weekend, so that's coming along quite nicely. Pumpkins, they are beginning to explode around the garden. In fact, we've got our first one which is going nearly orange, and this is just the first week in August 2020 as we say this, so that one's going to be done well in time for Halloween. This is what they call spaghetti squash, and when you cut one of these open, it's almost like little spaghetti inside of it, and you actually slice them in half, turn them upside down, put them in an aluminum foil and actually roast them in the oven. Melons, the melons are just beginning to come through, not any that we've seen of yet on this plant. Another pumpkin, check out that baby tucked away down there. We're finding stuff just hidden away all of the time. Cucumbers, our cucumbers, they're just going crazy. We're getting maybe 3 or 4 a day off from the plants around the yard as we speak. And another pumpkin tucked away on there. As I say, the pumpkins are doing really, really well in this soil. Beans are doing very well, but more on that in just a second. And I think we've got more cucumbers over there in the middle. Chili plants are beginning, my pepper plants are beginning to come good. I've got some Butcholica on here, which is the ghost pepper. I've got 3 of these plants. These are my 2 new ones. I've got another older one growing. The peppers just beginning to come through on here. Beetroot, our beets are beginning to come good on there. Any advice as to how big they should be before we pick them would be most welcome. Beans. Now we put some in pots here, and they are just absolutely exploding. We've already cropped these quite heavily, although I can see there's quite a few more to pick on these plants down here. Lettuce, more on that in just a second. Our beans, tomatoes, finally coming good on there. Now all of those are green, but all of the ones down on here, the early ones which are put in, are beginning to crop very, very nicely indeed. Our spinach plants, that's ready for harvesting now. Lettuce, we're getting so much lettuce we can barely keep up with eating it. Another melon plant on there, and we've got our first melon coming through down there. Another one appearing here. They're beginning to come through quite quickly now. Zucchini, we've already got 2 or 3 off of this plant here. Another melon over there in the middle. Our strawberries are beginning to crop quite nicely. I'm going to double the volume of them next year. This homemade cage I built out of them, this homemade cage I built for them by cutting an old tomato planter in half and mounting the mesh over the top like that, has worked very, very well indeed. Plenty of berries which are no longer being eaten by the birds. My blackberries and blueberries are doing quite nice. These tomatoes here, intimately doing okay. The soil isn't the best quality down on there, and we've got more strawberries further back on there as well. Squash, you can just see the yellow butternut ones beginning to come through on there. These are wild strawberries actually from a bird, I guess, pooping the seed out at some point on there. These are the beans I planted. These have not actually done as well as the ones in tubs. The ones in tubs get full sunlight for most of the day, and the beans seem to grow better. I've only got one that's come right up to the top here, whereas you can see all the ones there are just racing right up to the top of the canes. And we have these beautiful plants here which the hummingbirds absolutely love, and typically there will be no hummingbird coming around, but we have about 5 or 6 hummingbirds in the garden, and they just love these blue flowers. And today I've also installed this yard guard. I've got a separate review and another video of this coming up. It provides ultrasonic protection against pests like deer, like a giant wide angle out there. So fingers crossed that keeps all my crops safe, because occasionally we do get deer jumping in over this fence unbelievably. And my lawn is finally recovered. My gopher problem, fingers crossed, has just about gone away. It's not anywhere near as major as it was. I think there may be one lurking around in here, but I'm no longer getting the mounds every day, so I've been able to reseed the lawn on there. So all in all, that is looking much, much better, the grass, than it was 6 weeks ago. Anyway, hope people like that quick update on my vegetable garden here in Northern California. Plenty more to come this summer, and I shall try and post a little bit more regularly on my gardening channel. Anyway, if you like this and you want to see more, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video, and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.